It's Wednesday. You know what time it's for. Ready for. All right, you guys, whatever. All right, it's Wednesday. So Wednesday here on the channel. And what shall we talk about today? Well, we have a couple things, but we'll wait for people to join in before we jump into our funness. One thing I don't like about the camper compared to the quad cortex, if you notice, like in high gain settings, it kind of grabs stuff and cuts them out. I don't know why it does that, but I don't like that. I do not like it because it does that. So, yeah, that's one of the things I do not like about the Kemper compared to the quad cortex is it just kind of, it chokes your nose. Like if you try to clean up, almost sounds like you have a Mutron something on it. So it should sound like it's a distorted. If I back the pot down. Yeah, so it kind of gives you a little Mutron-ish type thing going on. I don't know why it does that, but that's the difference between the quad cortex and the Egnator, or not the Egnator, but the Kemper. That I've noticed that the quad cortex is way better. That when I back my volume off, it cleans up just like a regular amp does. So I see we have one person watching us tonight. Who is out there watching tonight? Chime in. And where are you from? Let's change that patch here. Clean. What other clean do we have? It's a little too much flange for me. I don't have my controller on the floor. Usually I have a controller that can control what's going on with the Kemper, but unfortunately tonight we did not hook that up. So it's actually back over there. Back there with the other guitars and the Egnator Mod 50. So, all right. So it is Wednesday night here on the channel. Once again, live Wednesdays, Wednesday Night Live here on the Guitar Attic, Randy's Guitar Attic channel. And so tonight we're going to talk about a few things. Something I'm seeing a very crazy trend going on right now that I haven't seen in a little while. And I'm seeing it with more dealers than just me. I'm seeing a lot of people selling stuff. I mean, it's not just, it was for a long while, it was just junk. a lot of junk. And I don't mean to be mean about this, but like Epiphones, Squires, just like cheap stuff. There's lots of $300 guitars, tons of them. $200-$300 guitars. Everybody, people walk through the door. Hey, you want to buy my Squire? Hi, Brian. How you doing? Home from New Hampshire, the home of Aerosmith, Joe and Steven Tyler. Yeah, I guess Joe Perry actually lives across the way from me in Sarasota now. So yeah, good people. I actually, Brad Whitford actually has one of these T-shirts. Has two of them he bought from me. I still have the tag on this strap. Why do I have that? That's kind of weird. But anyways, so like recently, it's been really crazy. The stuff that's just coming out of the woodwork. I don't know. Now I do know. I will say this. Today, I bought 6 guitars, 2 amps, 4 pedals, something like that. Actually, no, I bought more than that. Excuse me, I take that back. I bought 7 guitars. Bought 7 guitars, and none of them were really junk. None of them were these Squires, Epiphones, LTDs. Not that those guitars are junk. I'm not saying that they're junk. I'm just saying, generally, to me, being in the business I am, as being a player's vintage shop and stuff like that, I'm looking for more American, really nice stuff like that. That's what I'm kind of like looking at when it comes to the door. That's the kind of Japan, stuff like that. I get excited when Japanese stuff comes to the door because it's great stuff. Ibanez Gems, good stuff. ESP, But for a while there, I mean, for a while now, I haven't seen a Schecter come to the door. That's one guitar that I will say is very elusive. It used to be I saw tons of Schecters. Not seeing Schecters at all. They're a good guitar. I'll say it right now. Schecters are good guitars. They were back in the long time ago. Actually, the bass behind me is actually a Schecter from 1981, 82, somewhere in that range. It has a Fender neck on it, but it actually is a Schecter body. The stuff that came in like today, I couple custom shop Strats, nice ES335, a Don Grosh. I don't know what else. And 78 Telecaster, just good stuff. A Martin HD28 or HD35, excuse me. A 69 Martin. Just stuff that we haven't seen in a while. I mean, this is stuff that's been kind of like been hiding for a little while, and then all of a sudden, here it is. And it's not just me. A guy that I know has Winter Park Vintage scored a 68 Medallion Flying V and several other really nice pieces. That was like, wow, man, where is this stuff popping up from? Buddy of mine, Randy, and up there in Nashville, every day he's coming out. Found this. Is ES339s, Strats, Tellys, PRSs. American stuff, not Mexican. American, which like I said, for a while, this is stuff that we did not see. It was like everybody was holding on to the American stuff and they weren't letting go of it. But now, for some reason, they're letting go of it, which is good. It's good for me. Made in Japan's, in my opinion, they are the most consistent. Absolutely, I agree. Japanese stuff since pretty much mid 90s on have been great guitars. As like I said, I'll always buy those. The mid 2000s Ibanez Prestige stuff, it's great. I can't say anything bad. You know, I mean, even the Jacksons and the Charvel Jacksons, all that stuff from the mid 80s that were made, and you know, even Kramer's, we know those are ESPs, but all that stuff, great stuff, great stuff. What can you say? Japanese make really great stuff. They have a little bit more of a finer eye on detail than, you know, a lot of the stuff that comes out of the States. The States are just hit or miss. It really is. I mean, you know, one week you get a great guitar out of the Gibson factory. The next week you get a dud. Same thing with Fender. Fender, I was talking about this last week. How I was noticing the frets on like a neck like this. Or actually, this one was one of those necks that the frets actually were kind of popping. They were coming off. The necks, you know, kind of shrunk and the frets started coming off. I don't know if it was from the factory that way, because I bought this guitar used many years ago. By the way, this is a Richie Sambora. This is a Richie Sambora guitar. Those 80s BC Rich Japan. Yeah, those are good too. Absolutely. The NJ series. Yeah, actually, I have one of those sitting in the back of my store right now that I actually use as a sign. You go, what? Why do you use it as a sign? I use it as a sign. All I do is I'll take it to a guitar show if I'm looking for that type of stuff, and I'll take it to the guitar show, and I'll stick it on the bench, and I'll put a sign on it that says, "I buy guitars like this." It's bright orange. You can't miss it. So when you walk into, you know, a guitar show and you say, "Oh, I wonder if this guy buys these type of guitars." Well, there's no denying I'm going to buy that type of guitar if you have one of those guitars, because the sign right there says I'm going to buy this type of guitars. So, but yeah, those are great guitars. All those Japanese guitars. I mean, the mid 90s Fender, you know, the 60s reissues that they did. I've got one sitting in the back of the shop right now that I need to actually fix the truss rod, because the truss rod was maxed out and now it needs to be backed off, and so I can adjust the neck again because the neck is warped. And not saying this, you know, it wasn't the guitar's fault. The guy that actually had this guitar prior to me lived out west. He came back east. He went back out west. He came back east, and the guitar just couldn't take it. You know, the guitar finally just said, "Oh, I can't do this. You keep adjusting me going this way, that way, this way, that way." And finally it gave up. It gave up the ghost. So that'll happen. If you don't, you know, a lot of people don't realize that. Hey, Randy, hope you're having a great evening. Alex, I am doing great, man. I hope you're doing all right as well. So, but yeah, so yeah, people don't realize that guitars, if you're going back and forth out of these different climates, this way, this coast, that coast, this coast, that coast, even if you're going up north and coming down south, you got to watch your guitars. You really got to watch them, because the necks will move. They definitely will move, and you just got to keep an eye on them. So, and that's when you have to take them to your local dealer that works on guitars, and they'll take care of it. Wolfgang, need to put my spectacles on. All right, let's go back to Garth mode. Guitar. Well, I mean, you ask about the guitar. Why is the MJ $2,700 and the USA 48? Well, that's because it's made in USA. That's it. It's a sick bridge like a Floyd Rose or similar. This actually is a Floyd Rose. It's a true Floyd Rose, made in Germany. Floyd Rose. Hi, Margie. So yeah, so this is a this is a if you're not familiar with this guitar, this is a let's see, here's this guitar. Yeah, this is a 2000 Fender Richie Sambora. Rattlesnakes are running wild. Okay. I left my PRS 245 with a certain Luther here in North Carolina for fret work. New nut picked it up yesterday. Has completely different bridge. Huh? Really? Were you actually at North Carolina? I'd like to know that. That's kind of weird that they did that. Here's an interesting thing about this guitar. I actually changed the pickups in this guitar. Yes, I have a Floyd. These are Kidman pickups. I don't know if you're not familiar with Kidman pickups, get familiar with them. These are great pickups. They are noiseless pickups. They're made in Australia. They're really, really good. Is he Todd, a wizard of true stare? I don't know what that means, but who knows? True star. Is the Todd Wizard a true star? I don't know who Todd Wizard is. Doors. Does noiseless mean humbucker? Yes, it does. Yeah, the crazy thing about if you're not familiar with how single coil noiseless pickups work, they actually have a dummy coil underneath these pickups. So the pickups are a little thicker than your typical single coil, but there is like a dummy coil underneath that makes it single coil and noiseless. But these, I mean, we'll make this thing. No noise. Nothing. Yeah, Todd Rundgren. Yeah, I've heard a lot of people have said that to me. They say I kind of look like Todd Rundgren, and I don't see that one. I mean, other than Todd dyed his hair half black and half blonde, kind of like George Lynch or Kajagoogoo at one time. You got the hair. Yeah, but Todd's hair was half this way and half that way, but it is long, like mine, yes. Because you've never seen me play before. This actually goes out every now and then. I will take this guitar out and actually play it. It's not often. That's why I said it has the Kidman, single coil noiseless guitars in here, or noise pickups. And it has the Floyd. Yep. And one thing cool about this. It actually does react to the way you play. North of Raleigh. Okay. Huh. Not sure who that is up there. That's bizarre. I know a lot of people up in that area, but I'm not familiar with that particular area as much. I know Charlotte and a few dealers up there. I know you do have Casino Guitars is up there in that area. So taking parts off. Yeah, that is kind of insane. I'm kind of chuckling about it because it's like, taking parts off somebody's guitar as it comes in. I will tell you this. So you guys, this is pretty insane. I worked at a place called Almost Music years ago. And we had this guy, Jeff, work for us. And this guy, Jeff, was the repair guy, not just amps, not guitars. He did amp repairs. So Jeff would get in a repair for say a Fender Champ or something. And he'd come in, he'd say, it needs a new speaker. So he would walk out on the floor where we had brand new amps and take a screwdriver and pull the speaker out of that amp and go put it in a repair for somebody's used amp. And he did that with tubes. He did it with knobs. He did it with everything. He would just take random stuff off of people's, or off the floor, off the store's floor, and put them on people's stuff. That's not right, man. That's not right at all. Not right. He should have insurance. If he's a legitimate store, he should have insurance, and his insurance should cover that. But if he's not a legit store, out of somebody's house or something like that, then you pretty much SOL. So, but yeah. So the funny story, that guy that worked for us, yeah, he. I remember I walked out of the showroom and I fired up this amp, this big old Laney amp, turned on the 412 cabinet, with the 50-watt head. So I'm reading you guys' comments, by the way. So fire this amp and I'm like, well, actually it was more like this. So what's wrong with this amp? I'm checking all the chords and everything, like couldn't figure out what was going on. And then I noticed the screws in the back of the amp were half missing. It's like, oh crap. Jeff is at it again. Go in the back and I asked Jeff, I said, hey, dude, did you take the speakers out of that Laney cabinet? No, man, just 3 of them. I was like, okay, did you hook the other one back? Oh, no. I said, we need those speakers, for the brand new 412 cabinet out there on the floor. Yeah, I know, but this guy needed his amp fixed. I was like, Jeff, that's not the way it works. He's like, oh well, I gotta do my repairs. I was like, yeah, but you're not employed by the store. You're a self contractor, and we don't pay you unless you fix stuff. Yes, but you can't be robbing our amps to repair your stuff. He's like, oh, okay, I won't do it anymore. Following day, tubes were missing out of another amp. You were like Jeff? Oh my God. Oh God. Yeah, Jeff was I can't stand when people who steal beer yet. Me neither. I was talking about stealing today. I was telling a guy came in the shop and he was saying, "Man, what happened to your straps?" I said, "Well, that's the 5-finger discount, people. You know, I get a lot of people that come in and they'll actually go to my rack with all my straps, and they'll go, oh." They'll put their hand in the walker. I actually watched the video camera. The guy did this. He grabbed the strap and he held it and stuff. And he goes, "Hey, do you mind if I check this guitar?" I said, "Sure, no problem." So he put the strap down, but he put it underneath his shirt and in his pants and grabbed the guitar while he was turned around. Yeah. They used to call me Wild Man. I have somebody actually call me Wild Man as well. Actually, a guy from North Carolina up there in Charlotte calls me that. Sad crap. Yes, it is sad crap. Yeah, I mean, if it ain't nailed down, people will steal it. Oh man, what else is in this amp here today? I'm trying to. By the way, if you just joined us, we do have we've got the Richie Sambora Strat vendor signature, and we have the we have a Kemper Profiler tonight. That's what we're playing. Streams keep freezing. Anybody else? Yeah, let me know. It shouldn't be. I mean, I've got rock solid on my side, so maybe it's you. Only time for me, nothing. Going to learn someday. Lock up straps. Yeah, like they do in California or New York. You got to lock everything down because everything, like, they can just steal whatever. Yeah. In beautiful Hollis Hill, luckily we don't have it that bad. Boy, I'm looking at all this stuff. It's funny, you guys don't see. I don't know if you see this. It ranks you guys by who is the most active in the chat. And Steph, right now you're number 2. Go Pack, you're number 3. It's always me. Yes, I guess it's always you. This rig I'm using right now, I actually got off one of the forums. It was supposedly from one of Joe Bonamossa's rigs. How was the Sarasota show? That was pretty good. Not bad. Not bad at all. So we actually now we have the Atlanta show is coming up, but we're not going to make that one. Give me a number and I will smoke it for you. Okay. I don't have one. It's not legal down here. You know that. It's not legal. But yeah, we had the Atlanta show is coming up really in August next month. So if you're in the Atlanta area, you do have a guitar show coming your way. So, or if you're within a couple hours of Atlanta, it's going to be a big show. It's been being put on by the Atlanta Vintage Guitar Shop that's up there. Greg Henderson is the guy that owns that place. Great guy, a lot of fun. He's a character, but good player. He plays out every week. He's like me. He's out. We're playing music on the weekends, and we're out working in the shop during the week. So it's good to see good professional musicians and professional. I always say that there's so many shops out there that actually have guys that are running these shops and they don't play. I don't understand that. It's like going to an appliance store and the guy's trying to sell you a dishwasher and he doesn't even have a dishwasher. He has no idea how one works. He just heard the manual. He read the manual and the manual said do this, and he's just doing it that way. It's like going to a guitar shop and buying or a music store, whatever, and buying a guitar from a guy that doesn't play guitar, but he's trying to sell you a guitar and tell you how good it plays or how great it sounds. He has no clue. They have, there's, I don't know how that sounds. I don't, Yeah, exactly. Exactly. It sticks. Yeah, basically, yeah. They just take your money because they have no idea what they are. They're just like things with strings, and I'm going to take your money because I own a place. So you come into my place, I play music. I play music for a living. I have my whole life. I've collected guitars my whole life. So I started collecting guitars probably when I was 15. I started doing that whole crazy thing and actually wheeling and dealing at a super young age. Just I'd go in the shop, buy a guitar, then go out and play it for a week, and then go back and trade it again for something else. And it was like a game for me that I'd wheel and deal all the time like that. People pay you not to play. Hey Terry, how are you? I don't, people that don't play great or anything, that's fine. If you're enjoying playing your guitar, that's all that counts. All right. So I'm not, I'm rich. Well, that's even better. I wish I'm a business owner. I have this YouTube channel and I play music. Like this week I'm playing 4 nights. I'm playing tomorrow night, it'd be the Hard Rock in Daytona. I'll be Friday night, I will be in Indianapolis at Lou's Blues with my band, The Occasional Astronauts. Ooh, yeah. I don't have any double cut juniors. I wish I did. That's one I probably would keep. I haven't had one for a while. I actually got rid of my last junior, and I still regret that one. But then what are we doing? Saturday night we will be at the Hilton in Daytona with Acoustic, my acoustic duo, and Sunday I'll be at Traders in New Smyrna Beach with my acoustic duo as well. So work. Any extra? What kind of pickup are you looking for, Marjorie? What? Yeah, what kind of pickup you looking for? Ooh. Yeah, I wish I had one, John. I do. I have a 57 single cut, but not a double. I was actually going to bring that out and play that tonight. PAF. Are you looking, Marjorie? Are you looking for an actual Gibson pickup, or are you looking for anything PAF? Because I may have something in the back. Steph, yeah, let me know about that double cut. That's something I would love to have. I don't know if I'd ever let go of it if I got it. Oh, you're looking for a DeArmond pickup? I know I don't have any DeArmonds. The sounder's rough, but I'm learning and getting better. John, that's all you can do, buddy. Just keep practicing. Don't worry about your leads yet. Worry about those chords and getting those your rhythm up. It started raining. Oh God, that's a story and a half. You know, when they tell you you set all your stuff up, the rain comes and you got to tear it all down and move inside. I have been there right with you. I know exactly what you're saying. Been there and done that. The Kalamazoo has that's it's a Gibson, so the graffiti ESP will be involved. No, it won't. I don't want it that bad. I got some really nice stuff in today, though. I will tell you that. I was telling you, if you're just joining us, welcome to the channel. Please hit the like and subscribe button, and please become part of the channel. We got a light crowd tonight. It's 14 people tonight. Looks like we got on tonight. That's kind of light. I don't know where everybody is, but anyways, yeah, it's like I was saying earlier. A lot of stuff came in last couple days. It's been crazy. We had a couple really nice Fender custom shops. Got a 78 Telecaster. We got, I didn't tell you, but I got an ES339, by the way, too. ES335. Okay, I'll let you know. Marjorie, I'll let you know. I do have stuff in the back. I don't know what's back in the box. I don't know what's in the box. The box of pickups. I have a box in the back that I have just a bunch of pickups that are back there. So it was funny. I thought I saw we had 114 people. I was like, whoa, how did that jump up? Oldest string instrument. So. Okay. What's your favorite sound of a Strat? You like them clean? You like them dirty? How do you like a Strat? Because this Strat seems to do all of it pretty well. Yeah, you know, I have to tell you a funny thing about it. It's almost like I really don't need them. I can see fine, really. I just put them on, and it just like these are like, I don't know, they just don't work really well. I don't know. Maybe my eyes are getting better. It's hard to see with there's a light. You guys can't see, but there is a light right there that's shining brightly in my face. So, all right, Jason, see you, man. Random drive-by. That's pretty funny. I'm not in charge. No, you're not. I need to find something I like about this. I'm not. Oh, maybe a little Dumble. This was nice, or that was nice. Okay. So yeah, like let's see. Let me see if these glasses will work better. They're kind of pink. I don't know color. Oh no, they're not any better. So do you guys want to go down to Rodeo Boulevard and buy some stuff? Much love to the auto. Now I need these things now. It's too much. Oh, I remember. Bad tone. Stay happy. Yes. You jammed with EVAs. Did he let you play his Frankenstein strat? No, he did not. Yes. So if you just joined, and you don't know what I'm playing, I'm actually playing a Richie Sambora Strat signature. I don't make these anymore. They made them for a while, and this is the American. They did make some of the Mexican ones. They made some of those as well, but they had I think a Floyd Rose special one. They didn't even have a real one. If you live to 676, you can then go on to 80.Maybe. You never know. I told the story last week that I died about a couple years ago, and I lived to tell the tale that I'm still here. So, so it's always good. Every day is a good day on this side of the dirt. I always tell people if you're 50, you are playing the back nine. So you've seen. Yeah, thank Jesus for sure. For sure. I guess the Lord did not want me. Or are you a zombie? If you don't know, that was Zombie by the Cranberries. Yeah, I'm a big fan of The Walking Dead. I don't know if anybody likes The Walking Dead. I watched the last episode of Dead City couple weeks ago. It's great. She's not there. I know that but yeah. Anyways, so we're here for another probably 15 minutes or so, and we will roll out. We usually do this for about an hour if you just kind of roll in here and kind of seeing what's going on here on the channel. I know a lot of people just kind of stroll in and see what is this all about. That show made me pick up vintage. Can you party tricks with like Jesus? Can you what? What is that? Can you do party tricks like Jesus? I don't know what that means, but that's funny. Few shows have good, interesting cinema anymore. It's a shame. I agree. I agree. Everything is CGI. It's crazy. All these shows, you watch them and they're just CGI out the yin yang. I've actually, like I said, I'm a big fan of The Walking Dead or all their stuff. But I actually went on the Walking Dead tour. It's actually in Sonoy, Georgia, which is probably 30 miles outside of Atlanta. And we went out on this tour, and we, they showed us this one area where it's like this hilltop. This hill went up, and it's like just a bunch of grass, big field. And they said, yeah, so if you remember in this particular episode, all these zombies were coming over this hill here. So, oh yeah, I remember that. And they said, yeah, there are really only 100 of them, but the rest were all CGI'd in. It's like, oh, that's kind of a bummer. Yes, I guess he did. I agree. I guess he did turn the water into wine. I don't want to kill Jesus. Jesus would come back. I got all kinds of stuff going on. Prime vintage lenses. $3 prime vintage lenses look way better than a ton of $700 new lenses. No character, heaviness. Okay. Just started living. Absolutely. Oh boy. All right, we got some fun stuff tonight. All right. That's all we got to say. That's some fun stuff. So speaking of Prime stuff, did anybody get any Prime deals off of Prime? Prime Day started yesterday, and they're going on today. I actually bought an air purifier. Yeah, I bought an air purifier because if you notice, I'm dealing with allergies really bad. It is the Sierra dust. It's just been, it's just been crazy. I don't know if anybody else is dealing with it like I am. It's just I know there's people down here in Florida are all dealing with it, but I don't know if anybody else in the country or maybe overseas, if the Sierra dust is playing havoc with your sinuses like they are mine. Deals are, I see something, Prime deals are $8 down from. No, there are some deals out there. Trust me. I bought an air purifier that had been watching, and it was $199. I've been watching this thing for a few weeks now. I said, I'll just wait for Prime Day. Maybe it'll go on sale. And this purifier actually went on sale for $90. Said, sign me up. Take my money. Take it. I want to breathe better. So I bought that, and I actually bought a light for back here because you guys don't realize I actually set up lights back here. These are actually stage lights. I put one on. Usually I have a couple, but I just put on one tonight. But I want to have a permanent light back there that's there all the time. And the heart explodes. Yes. Okay. All right, what else we got going here? Oh yeah. Did anybody see the Ozzy Osbourne clip of him, or the video of him doing his farewell concert? I don't know about you guys, but I thought Ozzy killed it. I was like, it was insane how good Ozzy sounded. I mean, guy's got Parkinson's, probably losing a little bit of his mind, I'm sure, because that's kind of what Parkinson's does to a lot of people as they get older. It starts getting into your mind. But Ozzy, wow. I was like, man, he just sounded great. He was on pitch and knew most, from what I could hear, he remembered all the words. And I thought he was awesome. I can't say anything bad about it at all. But yeah, so Zach, I don't know if you saw it. He played with Zach Wilde come out. Zach sounded like Zach sounds great. Love Zach. You know, and Geezer Butler playing the bass and stuff for the Ozzy thing. You know, Tony Iommi playing guitar sounded great. I mean, the whole Black Sabbath thing sounded great. It was like, I mean, what can I say? It was good to see that they did that for Ozzy. Just let him say goodbye to everybody because, I mean, Ozzy did, you know, how many records, how much time was Ozzy around? 69, I think, 69, maybe 68. The first Black Sabbath album came out. I remember when that album came out, or I remember the first time I saw the album. I was pretty young when that album came. I was little, super little when that album came out. So I got a little older, and I remember my brother had the album, and I remember looking at it going, ooh, I don't like that. I don't like that lady on the front of this cover. She scares me. And so, you know, as time went on, you know, naturally, you start, listening to some Ozzy and saying, wow, Ozzy actually, was actually kind of cool. When Randy was in the band, which I was happy to say that in that whole thing, they did recognize Randy and talked about how much of the influence he had on, the whole, Jakey Lee, another great player. Absolutely. But the Randy thing, how much influence he had on Ozzy and how much he meant to Ozzy. I actually, I don't know if I've ever talked about this, but I was playing a place called the G Spot in when he died, when Randy died and that plane crash happened. this G Spot place was in Leesburg, or Lady Lake. Well, which is right next to Leesburg, where they actually crashed and Randy lost his life. And this guy came in the club and he was saying, "Hey, would you like to go see it?" And I was like, "What? Where they died? Who?" "Randy Rhoads, the guys from Ozzy." Yeah, sure. It took us down there. We saw the whole thing, and it wasn't that long after this whole plane crash happened. So there was still charred, there's still burned up. The trees were all messed up. Everything. It was pretty wild. Yeah, the G Spot was behind the green door. Who was that girl in the green door? Anybody remember that? Linda Lovelace. How do I know that? I know. I can tell you why I know that. A buddy of mine was Mike Lovelace, and we used to give him heck, and he used to call him Linda. Oh boy. Oh boy. What we got here? We got just a few more minutes here before we check out of here, guys. If you're new and you're just joining us, please do hit the like and subscribe button. Become part of the channel. Remember, we do this every Wednesday night, just around 8 o'clock. We get on here and we just ramble about different things, music, and like we talked about The Walking Dead a little bit tonight. I didn't even get into the Carnival cruise ship stuff about them banning rap music, and these people are all going all crazy. If anybody had seen, I don't know if anybody had seen this. This is great. We'll do this real quick. Everybody is up in arms over Carnival cruising because they have banned rap music in the clubs and around the ships and stuff. And they said no more boots on the ground. I don't know what boots on the ground is. I have no idea, but they keep talking about boots on the ground. It must be some kind of song or something. But you have to use a fan and stuff. So they banned no more fans. They took their drink package, or made it really like low so you can't get totally plastered. And all these people are like, they're racist. They don't want us on the ship no more. I don't think it's they don't want you on the ship. They don't want them on the ship, which means I talk about that them. I'm talking about the people that are actually causing all the ruckus. And I have been on those ships many times and have seen some of these people that are just out of control. I mean, and, this one guy on one of the chats is actually talking about they need to put country music on there. Oh, that's going to make things better. Then you're going to have a bunch of other people causing heck. We need more Mad Dog 2020 on here. We need more Jack Daniels. Bye, John. We'll see you later. But anyways, if you haven't seen the Carnival cruise ship things, look it up. It's hilarious. Some of these videos are hilarious. Just look up Carnival cruising is racist. That's an easy way to find it. It's hilarious. It's crazy. It's funny. It actually is funny. I mean, all these people, raising heck over it. And I'm not cruising on Carnival cruise ships because they don't play rap music no more. Really? I'm saying thank you, Carnival, because I don't want to hear any more rap music. Anybody else in agreement with that? No more rap music. No, I don't mind rap music, but rap music goes a long, long way. I saw a biker guy yesterday, this big old white guy on a bike, and he was blaring this rap stuff out the bike. And I was like, really, dude? Do I really need to be the Slayer guy is here. Oh my God. The Slayer guy is here. Okay. So we are Slayer out. Jim Bean, exactly. There's the other one. No rap for me. I don't agree. I agree. No more rap, please. No more rap. Did you see Slayer at the Black Sabbath show? I did not see them. I didn't. I did. All I got in and saw just the very end of the whole Black Sabbath thing. So it was great, though. Really was. Spitting in the mic and cussing. Yeah, pretty much. That's pretty much what it. That's pretty much what it is. And causing a ruckus, as they were saying. Really? It did a great version of it. Oh, cool. Yeah. Anthony Sika is on here. Anthony, where are you playing this week? Halo Violation playing, or are you playing a solo show? I need a drink. You guys get on here late. It's funny, you get on here late. In my mind, I'm playing. You're not playing anywhere, I guess. I'll be at the Hard Rock tomorrow night, and then I'll be at Hilton on Saturday. So if you're out and about, you come see me and Bill play. I know Bill's your buddy as well. So anyways, all right. So we are a little over an hour, and that's usually how I like to do it, just 1 hour, and then I get out of here. So I'm gonna go play some boots on the ground and have some fun. Margie, please give me a call tomorrow at the shop. I'll go and look and see if I have any pickups for you. I'm pretty sure I probably have something that will work for you. So, anyways, all right, guys. I'm out of here. Oh wait, you said it was a solo show at European Village next Wednesday, and then Friday at the Boot. Oh, cool. I am playing pretty much all next week, so I probably will not see you. I think I'm at Traders next week. I know I'm there Sunday as well with Bill, and then when I say Bill, I mean Psychoustic, and then next week I will be at Traders Friday and Saturday night with the Occasional Astronauts. That's my band, the Occasional Astronauts. Somebody asked me yesterday. They said, "Is the Occasional Astronauts like a drug reference?" I said, I don't think so, because we were so close to the Cape. I think it's just a reference to we go down to the Cape sometimes. We get on a rocket and we go up. Anyways. All right, guys. I'm going to get out of here. And you guys, please, if you're just joining us and you haven't hit the like and subscribe button, please do hit that and help the channel grow. Until next time, guys, as Gordon Sully used to always say, so long from the Sunshine State.